fresh. Let's just go fresh. Let me get freestyle with it. Just go with it. Let's have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
You do that with your hands.
Freestyle. Don't get it. All right. Ready?
Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back for another YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a question and answer. We're really excited to get this going for you. We put a poll up on Instagram and Maria got tons of feedback with a lot of good questions. So yeah, let's get it started.
Let's get into it.
All right, so the first question that we got was, what was your first date? First date was, goodness, that was in December.
December 1st.
December 1st of 2016. So yeah, we went on our first date in December, but we didn't start dating until May, which is a whole story in itself. But so for our very first date on December 1st, we drove to this place called Overdrive Speedway. Overdrive?
Yeah, Overdrive Speedway.
Yeah, so it's basically like you race little go-karts. So we raced go-karts, and then we went to Rocky Mountain Brewery, and then yeah, we pretty much just talked in the car after that.
Yeah, it was a really good first date because we did like a little icebreaker at the beginning, and then we were able to sit down and have like good conversation at the end. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I won too. I was the fastest race car. I mean,
Here we go.
Not really. So Maria did win.
No, I definitely won twice.
I let her win. I was being a gentleman.
We'll leave it at that.
So the next question is, how did you meet?
So we actually met at Starbucks. I started working there at 16, and he had already worked there for, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So when I walked into the store that I was being interviewed at, he was actually the one that took my order. You were the shift supervisor at the time, so he helped train me, actually. So yeah, we met working at the same Starbucks.
Yep. Next question. What would Skye's name be if she had been a boy? So we would love to tell you guys this, but unfortunately, we are still going to be using that name.
Yeah.
So
far, we haven't found a better name for a boy as far as for our first boy. So
yeah,
you'll eventually find out if we end up having a boy.
There's no ifs. We're going to keep having kids till I have a boy. So
yeah, we're going to be the Duggars.
Yeah, if we're 13 kids and counting, and I have all girls, then we're just going to keep trucking. We're going to be like Horton Hears a Who.
96 girls to love. 96 girls to teach.
I'm going to get my boy. All right, so the next question is, was there any negative reaction to you guys being pregnant?
So I took this question as like outside family or friends being negative towards our pregnancy. And honestly, no. Everybody was very sweet and excited with us when they found out. As far as our reactions, his was a little bit more excited initially. Like, this sounds terrible, but I'm sure you mamas out there that have been pregnant back to back, it's just a lot. And I was really just enjoying not being pregnant for this 7 months or so. My initial response wasn't like super excited. It doesn't mean that I'm not excited now. Yeah, I guess the only negative reaction was from me. I was just a little bit overwhelmed, I'd say.
Next question. How old were you guys when you got together? So
We started dating when I turned 19.
And I was 23.
Yeah, so
That's
19,
crazy.
23.
Yep. Next question. How old is Skye?
Skye is going to be 10 months on the 30th, which I guess this month we have to celebrate on like the 2nd. So,
February's a short month, so yeah, we'll technically say Skye's 10 months on March 2nd.
Yeah.
What ethnicity are you guys? Well, I am Black and Filipino. I know Black isn't necessarily an ethnicity, I guess you can say, but I don't know like the historical like background if I'm like Nigerian or anything like that. So we'll just go with the blanket statement of Black and Filipino.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know for sure what all I am. I know we have some Swiss and German blood in my family, but that's all I know. Or also known as white. I'm white.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that would make Skye
yeah, so,
half white or half.
Yeah, Skye would be technically half white. So whatever Maria is, Swiss, German, whatever. So half that, and then she'd be a quarter black and a quarter Filipino. All right. How do you think Skye will react to the new baby?
Because Skye's so young right now, it's really hard to know. I think our answer would be based off how we hope she is. So far, I've been told by moms that have babies that are really close together. It's almost better that way because they don't really know what it's like to not have a sibling. I'm hoping so, anyways.
Where will baby number 2 sleep? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And we got that one a lot. We're trying to figure out right now our room situation. So if you watched our house tour, you would have saw that we have 2 kids' bedrooms, or right now we have a spare bedroom and a room for Skye. And so we're really trying to figure out what to do initially. When she is a newborn, we're going to have her just sleep with us. We didn't transition Skye into her own room until like 7 months or so. So it may be the same, it may be a little different with this baby. We will most likely put them in the same room. It'll just kind of depend on
how Skye's sleeping, how baby number 2's sleeping. We don't want to interrupt Skye, and we don't want baby
them
number 2 to exactly. So it's going to be just kind of gauging to see how they are. And the next question, do you plan on staying in this house forever or moving/building in the near future? I can tell you, since I'm a real estate agent, realistically, I always have a wandering eye for real estate or other properties. We love this house. We really do. This is not our forever home.
Especially with another baby coming, it's just not realistic.
I'm thinking like 3 to 4 years. We'll probably build or buy something else, depending. It might be sooner, might be later. Just really depends. How can you know you're ready for babies, mentally and financially?
I was looking through all these questions and I was like thinking like what my response should be for this one, because I really don't think there's any like formula that you can follow to be ready to be a parent as far as mentally. There's just so much that comes along with it that like there isn't really a method.
There's going to be things that work for some parents that aren't going to work for you, and there's going to be things that work for you, that won't work for anybody else. So with that being said, I don't think you can necessarily
be fully mentally ready. Like,
I think your heart can be ready. You can be ready to receive and give love to your child, but
and just be ready for like the sacrifice that it comes with.
I think as long as your heart's prepared and you're ready for the sacrifice, you'll be somewhat mentally ready for the baby. But financially, I think it can be a little bit more kind of ABC planned out. I think the biggest thing would be for you to just be stable. And stable is going to look different, according to who you are as a person. The big things, having a roof over your head, being able to have a car, those are some essentials that I would personally want to have before having a kid. But like I said, stable would be the best way to describe financially, and that's going to look different
for everyone.
Next question, what is your due date for the next baby?
This baby is due July 31st.
What is it like being in a biracial relationship? Well, to be honest, we don't feel it as much necessarily. Of course there's times where we will get like a stare or whatever it is. But I think the younger generation as a whole is a lot more accepting and understanding. Realistically, for us, it hasn't been
we haven't
bad.
felt it a whole lot. I would say too, like, as far as the looks that he was referring to, it's really hard to know if they're looking at you because they're a biracial relationship.
Or they think we're just young and crazy for having a kid already.
So it could
I guess
be,
you never know.
It could be for a lot of different reasons. So it's kind of hard to know for sure what people would be looking at us for,
Yeah. All right. Next question. How old are y'all and when are your birthdays?
So my birthday is January 19th and I'm 23 years old.
And my birthday is March 15th and I will be turning 27, but right now I'm 26.
27 big ones.
I know, it's crazy. I don't want to talk about it. Next question is, what's been the hardest part about being parents and the most rewarding? Hardest part, I would have to say, is the sacrifice. You truly I don't think I've really experienced sacrifice until we've had a kid. It's no longer, what do I want to do? It's what Skye needs more so than like your own personal needs. So I think that's been the hardest part, is the amount of sacrifice it takes. But the most rewarding thing I'd have to say about being a parent is the bond and the love you experience with your child and your spouse. Realistically, there's no greater feeling of
seeing a little you running around.
Yeah, and like how
Yeah,
they
crawling
truly
around.
dote on you, and they love you, and you're their hero, and they truly need you. Like, there's no more fulfilling thing, I think, in this world than raising your child in that sense. So.
Yeah, and you truly have to give all of yourself to your children. Like, there's no, I don't know, in my mind, there's no halfway with it. Like, you have to lay down so much of your pride and so much of your, like, desires. Not that they're complete killjoys. That's not at all what we're trying to say. But it's just, you lay down your life for your children, and it's rewarding because you see the fruit that comes from it, in the way that they love you, and the way that they grow and learn new things every day.
Next one is, what is your Starbucks order? Which is a really funny question, because we're pretty much as bougie as it gets when it comes to Starbucks.
Yes.
I'm bougie with it. Well, I worked there for 5 years. You worked there for, what, 5 as well?
Yeah, 4.5.
So when you work somewhere, you're going to customize things to exactly how you like it. Even if it's a pain, you just learn to love it. So my Starbucks order really varies on what seasonal syrups are around. Like in winter, I love white mocha and chestnut praline. In fall, I love white mocha and pumpkin spice. But realistically, the common theme is I love white mocha, usually mixed with something. So white mocha and toffee nut. I'm a big salted caramel fan.
And it always
as well.
has to be iced or as a frappuccino.
With coconut milk. Have to have it.
Yeah, no coconut milk.
It's not pretty without it. So.
Yeah, it's not pretty for any of us.
But yeah, I'm high maintenance. Maria's a lot easier when it comes to
my Starbucks order is typically
ice grande caramel macchiato.
Yeah, ice grande caramel macchiato, or I do a tall white mocha with like a pump of vanilla or something like that. So I'm really easy.
Yeah. You think it'd be the opposite. I would love to say, I like my coffee black, but no, that's nasty. Will you guys live in Colorado forever?
Actually, really recently, I've just been like throwing the idea around of just like at a whim moving to Florida. But it's been because it's so cold recently that I'm like so open to the idea of just going somewhere warm and tropical. But with that being said, I really don't think we'll be here forever. Like, I don't want to be. I feel like there's so much that we'd miss out on if we didn't experience other places. So I don't think we'll be here forever.
My daughter's waking up. I'm gonna grab her. She's being crazy. So.
The next question is, what do we all do for a living? So, as Damar mentioned earlier, he's a real estate agent, and I am a stay-at-home mom. So I am a full-time poopy diaper changer and all the stuff that comes along with being a mom. My Skye, are you awake already? Yeah. What are we doing?
What's that for you?
Ugh.
Hey!
She's a daddy fan today. The next question is, did you guys go to college?
I went to college briefly. I was going to college for my medical degree. I was on my way to getting my associates in science. I'm pretty much like half of a semester to getting it, but I came to the realization that I don't want to be in college for 10 plus years, so I kind of went in a different direction. But yes, I did go to college, but did I ever get a degree? No.
Yeah, and no, I never went to college.
How old were you when you had Skye?
I was 22 when I had Skye.
I was 26. Still am. Yeah. Okay. So, did you save yourself for marriage? So, I think it's time we tell everybody. The truth is...
Yes, we did. My family was crapping themselves right there.
Oh, probably. Do you plan on sleep training Skye to transition from the swing to the crib during naps? We
Yes.
need to eventually. I mean,
Yes.
eventually she's going to get too big for her swing. We've been really fortunate that she's so tiny, in a sense, that
Yeah.
we haven't needed to, but... Oh, she's crazy.
Yeah,
She's
no, we
being
will for
crazy,
sure at
baby.
some point. It's just the time frame that she naps is not nearly as long that I've noticed. I mean, in her crib, so...
All right, next question. Do you have a baby name? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
First and middle name, actually, but we cannot let you guys know that. That will
Yeah.
be coming at a later time.
Yeah, we're so
Yes.
excited to tell you guys. Like, we love the name.
Oh. Skye is apparently very excited to tell you guys as well.
Will you share baby girl's name before she is born? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
We'll just say we don't know yet, because we didn't even talk about that, to be
That's
honest.
to be determined, I guess.
Yeah. Next question.
Was baby number 2 planned?
Yeah. As far as what I said earlier, you probably found out that no, this baby was not planned. However, just because a baby's not planned doesn't mean that it's not wanted, any more than Skye. We are very blessed to be having another baby.
Next question. Are you nervous about being pregnant during a pandemic?
So
That's good for you.
this pregnancy, honestly, because it is so close to Skye's, it's going to be very similar to her birth. I talked to my OBGYN about this. They do have the same regulations that they did when they did have Skye. Whew. So I'm not nearly as nervous this time around as I was to begin with her.
Yeah.
I was not mentally in a good place at all. I had her April 30th, so that was
In the heart of the
Yeah.
start of Corona
the
last
start
year.
of COVID. So
Yeah.
I had heard that over that time that they in New York weren't allowing any support person, including husbands, in the room during birth. So that was what kept me up at night. I was so worried about that, and I really thought about doing a home birth just because I was like, there's no way that I want and I need him to be there with me. So thank God that was not the case, and he could be there in the room with me. So this time around, it is sad because they're not allowing visitors still. You're being nuts. Are you sad you're not having a baby boy and having another girl?
No, actually not at all. If you watch the gender reveal video, we kind of went into a little bit of detail about that, but no, I actually wanted another girl because I wanted Skye to kind of have that sisterly, companionship growing up, and I think it'll be really sweet. All right, now that hopefully we have Skye under control, bribery with a sucker, don't tell anybody. The last question is, you guys would like some backstory on where we grew up, our childhood, and what our teen years were like. Oh boy.
Honestly, I feel like we could do a whole video dedicated to this. We can briefly answer, but I think at some
Yeah.
point we will do
Yeah, we could do a story time on like this and like
our love story. Yeah,
Because
there's
it's a
whole
lot to
yeah.
both of those, and especially the teen years part. Like mine were very colorful, to say the least, and we're complete opposite ends of the spectrum on that. But we'll still hit on it a little bit today.
So I actually was born in Sugar Creek, Ohio, and I was there for, I want to say like 3 years. So I was only 3 years old by the time we moved here to Colorado for the first time. So my childhood was very, I don't know if sheltered is the best way to describe it, but I guess that's the only thing that comes to mind. I was actually homeschooled. I had gone to like little charter schools here and there. So I didn't really come across that many people that didn't come from the same background as me until I started working. So I was very naive and innocent. By the time I started working, I was like, wow, people don't think like me. Wow, people don't have the same upbringing as me. Like, I was just very in the dark about, like, the world, I guess.
Yeah. So, backstory on me, I was born and raised in Colorado Springs. I've lived here my whole life. Yeah, my family unit, like, my family dynamic's completely different from Maria's. Like, she comes from a lot of siblings, a big family, where me, on the other hand, I have one sister who's 8 years younger than me. And then what was my childhood and teen years like? So my childhood, like I said, I grew up as an only child for 8 years of my life. So when my sister came into the situation, the dynamic kind of shifted. My mom essentially raised me as a single mom. In that sense, I never necessarily had like a father figure, I guess you can say, besides my uncle and my grandpa. My childhood really just kind of was on video games and sports. Like, football was my life. I still absolutely love it. But that's basically what my childhood pertained to. And then once I became a teenager, my teenage years were rough, I guess you can say. Like, I was really rebellious. I just had to find things out for myself. I was really trying to discover who I was as a person. I didn't have as much structure, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm. So it was completely opposite end of Maria, where I was doing worldly things, I guess you can say. So, yeah.
But yeah, we can definitely...
A decent way to summarize it. Like I said, I don't want to get into this and then talk for forever. Like,
because we really could. There's a whole lot that we'd love to touch on and share with you guys. So
yeah. So if you want to know more as far as our childhood,
we can definitely go into
or even our love story, just drop a comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts are. Like we said from the beginning, we love to interact with you guys. Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts. Yes. Otherwise, that's everything for today. Until next time, make sure you subscribe. You can hit that bell notification. It'll let you know when we post videos. Like we said, we post every Sunday. So
yes.
Yeah, until next time, High Tower family, out.